Hey Sagittarius, it's Tashina, the Wishing Moon. I'm here to bring you the January 2018 love reading. Last month I did Who is Your Next Soulmate? This time I'm doing What can you do? What can you do to bring that soulmate in, to remove some blocks, to elevate, if you're in a soulmate relationship, to elevate it, to bring it to the next level? So, what I pulled for you guys was Death, Grieving, and Letting Go, and then Joyous Flow. So I really want to show you these cards. This is a deck that someone lent to me, and it's fantastic. It's the Tarot of Transformation. It's by this local woman here. Grieving and Letting Go. This is really talking about coming into January, closing the chapters, closing the past. I know Saturn beat you guys up pretty hard, and now it's time to just, this is a grieving time. So take some time the first few weeks of January and let whatever you need to go. Do the healing that you need to do. And then once that's done, you get the Ten of Cups. That's joyous flow. That is contentment. That is harmony. That is emotional harmony. So whether in a relationship or not, you've got some things to let go from the past, and you have some things to welcome in the end of the month. You got some amazing stuff going on. All right, so let's get some cards going. I'm going to do the Romance Angel deck next for Sagittarius 2018 for love, January. We got 3. Perfect. Okay. So this feeling is that being playful and being around maybe some children, maybe animals, will help you with this grieving process. Will help. Being playful and being silly and being truly yourself is going to actually help you with the grieving process that you're going through. And it could be just, if you're in a relationship, it's probably something like some kind of past crap that you haven't let go of, or maybe something came up that that your partner expressed and you didn't realize. So it's kind of like, you know, some ending that needed to happen. Getting to know each other as you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. So maybe you do meet somebody mid-month that helps you with this, that helps you with the grieving process. And actually, maybe this is the person that opens up this whole part of like your contentment and your flow. Maybe you start feeling your flow back, like Stella got a groove back kind of thing, you know? Past life relationship. So it could be somebody that from the past. It could be someone from your, you know, really could be someone from your past that's coming back. You've known each other before. It could be someone that you feel like you have a kinship to, that it's part of your tribe. Maybe you need to slow down and actually, look at that, heal. But not only that, maybe you really need to slow down and get to know each other. Maybe get to know yourself. Like, no, get to know yourself. Like, take the rest, take the time, do the healing, confront all the issues that you need to confront. Maybe with the other person, this person from the past, maybe you need to tell them some stuff in order to get your healing, in order to get your closure. Maybe you don't. Maybe you can just move on. Maybe you can move on with somebody new and it doesn't really affect you very much. I know Sagittarius are very quick to move on, so depending on what your Venus sign is in. But just in general, Sagittarius are really quick moving sign. So if you did have to heal from something, you can do that. You can do the confrontations. You have no trouble with being able to move on. I said that, and now you got the not being able to move on card. So we're talking about an earth sign from the past. Maybe someone piques your interest coming into January. That's an earth sign. If it's not an earth sign, listen, it doesn't have to be necessarily, it could be any sign, but what I'm saying is that it's this earth energy, this Page of Pentacle energy. So it's someone just starting their, almost like just starting their careers, just starting their, like material life, you know? I thought something flipped, but you don't see it. And, you know, it's kind of this youthful energy, but it's also someone who is really determined still. The beginning of their career, they're just starting out, creating something for themselves. So this healing needs to happen, first of all, in order for you to create a soulmate relationship. In order for you to elevate a soulmate relationship, some kind of healing needs to happen, and you guys need to have some deep conversations about what you want out of a relationship, and what like your innermost selves, it says, and your bond will deepen that way. So if you're in a relationship, then you really need to tell somebody what they did to piss you off, and what hurt, because they don't know. If you're single, it's really about letting go of the past. It's really about just allowing the death to happen, grieving and letting go. It'll open so much more space for something new to come in. The healing needs to happen. Mid-January, you're going to be really in the midst of this healing, and you're going to revert back a little bit, okay? Don't do that. Confront the issues. Talk about, if you need to talk to this person, then just talk to them. Email them, text them, whatever. Just talk to them and tell them, like, all the feeling that you have of this stabbed in the back feeling, and that you are done. Just tell them. That's the only way you're going to get this joyous flow. You're in this spiritual, at the end of the month, you're in this spiritual like space. Sagittarius is always in some kind of spiritual space, to be honest, but like, you're in the spiritual space of enlightenment, like where you can actually confront this situation and from the past and get some closure. Let's pull a few more cards. In order for this new soulmate to come in, you got to let something go. In order for you to elevate your relationship to another level, you're going to have to let some of these past hurts go, if this is someone you really want to be with. If it's really a soulmate relationship, it's really a relationship you want to continue, you've got to let some of this stuff go. And that means discussing, bearing your heart to them, telling them what, you know, letting them get to know you more, like what you need, what you desire. Let's try this one more time. I just had a lot of cards fall out. So a little more info. Oh. So whatever this is a karmic cycle. And coming into January, it's still not over. Okay. Burdens are released, however. Not burdens, excuse me. This is the Seven of Swords, so it's like no more trickery, no more playing these games, no more deceit coming out of that, and no more burdens. So maybe you do end things. Earth sign. It says Queen of Pentacles. Doesn't necessarily mean an earth sign, but it does talk about a, oh, let me see if I can show you these cards. It does talk about a woman who is, it could be a man, woman or man, who is stable and secure and has their money together and who's on their game and who has goals for their life and who is very determined. We end in coming out of this sorrow. So whatever this relationship was from the past, with the earth sign, with this person who is really determined, really kind of all about their money. If you're going to come out, you're going to get some real clarity. You're going to get some real clarity mid-month, and then you're going to come out of feeling like you wasted your time, like it was just, you're going to come out of crying about it. So this feels very single-oriented. I'm going to read a little bit about these two cards. Grieving and Letting Go and Joyous Flow. Because I know end of the month, you're going to get what you needed and the closure you need in January. And it's going to change. It's going to start, the energy will start shifting mid-January for you. Excuse me. 2 full moons in January, okay? First one's in Cancer, which is like a more loving energy, a more subtle, sensitive energy. But it's still like this hit that says, make sure that you really know the person you want to be with. And if you're not with that person yet, make sure you really know what you want and that you are ready. Okay? Coming into the month, it's time to get ready. Even if you want to play, it's time to get ready. Because end of the month could bring about someone coming in. Could bring about an earth sign really coming in. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. So do the grieving in the beginning. Don't wait for that second lunar eclipse, the second full moon to happen at the 31st. That's in Leo, and that's going to be a little harsher. It's not going to be as gentle. It's saying if you didn't learn these lessons in the beginning of the month, then like you're going to feel stabbed in the back and hurt, and you're going to continue these patterns in the next relationship. So learn your freaking lessons, do your healing, you know, do some deep bonding with your partner if you're in a relationship, because this is the time that you guys can let all these secrets out and do the healing in a respectful way, in a loving way. And at the end of the month, it's going to roll around and it's going to be wonderful if you do that. If you're not in a relationship, if you're single, then it's time to go within, figure out all the like hidden things that you are not letting people see, figure out what the karmic like retributions need to be paid, especially within the realm of like grieving and healing, and potentially even towards the end of the month, maybe it's like spirituality, religion, education, something like that. It could be a traditional sense that maybe you aren't being honest about wanting something more traditional. Okay, let's read a little bit about the death card, grieving and letting go. This is the card of death and rebirth. Something old is dying, making way for something new to be reborn. New to be born, excuse me, I said reborn, but maybe reborn. Often, what is dying are old patterns, ways of being, and relationships that no longer serve us. As we release what is fading, there is an uplifting quality to the energy and it moves to a higher form. The change is thus evolutionary. Part of letting go is grieving. You can't fully integrate a significant loss and move on without going through this step. Grieving is hard work. It means feeling the crushing weight, the emptiness, the sadness, anger, and depression. You have to let the loss become real to you. You have to say goodbye. Grieving requires and builds many inner capacities. It takes strength and courage, an ability to hold pain and compassion for your hurt. Once you have fully grieved something, you can let it go and open to the new. The death card reflects this opportunity. When you get this card in a reading, ask yourself what is dying. What pattern, role, relationship, person, or animal, or what view of self or world is dying? How do you feel about this? What are you holding on to? What are the possibilities on the other side of this death? These are questions you can work on alone or with the support of other. Learning to deal gracefully with death makes the journey of transformation much easier. So, time to let go, time to grieve, time to heal. Once that has happened, and there will be a point where you feel like that has happened, we get to the joyous flow, which is amazing. I'm going to read a little bit of that. The Ten of Cups represents being at home in the emotional world. It signifies a sense of comfort, familiarity, and freedom. By the time we get to this stage, we have journeyed through a vast range of emotional experiences and learned how to stay fluid with them. Emotions become a more joyous flow when we no longer hide behind defensive strategies or identify with limiting self images. There is a strong parallel here with the Ten of Swords, leaving the story in terms of freedom from habit structures and dramas. In keeping with the Suit of Cups, the focus here is less on underlying mental structures and more on emotional freedom. Emotional freedom. When this card comes up in a reading, it suggests that you are becoming more comfortable with your emotional world, or perhaps that you need to do so. It invites you to step out of defensive strategies and flow with your feelings. So, Sagittarius, let something go, do the healing, confront the issues that you need to, and or the people that you need to. Maybe it's you. Maybe you need to confront yourself, really. Grieving and letting it go. Once that happens, towards the end of the month, you're going to feel like this. joyous flow. Okay. Well, that's your love reading for January. You get some great potential. End of January. It's not going to take you long to get over all of this past stuff. Let the karmic cycle end. Do the grieving. Let it go. And then you've got some joyous flow coming. Have a great January. If you want to contact me, I'm at thewishingmoon.com, at thewishingmoon. Oops, sorry. thewishingmoon@gmail.com. Okay, talk to you later. Bye.